And thank you again, guys, for joining me. This is casting the SC Reddit Open, sponsored by ZenMagnets.NewGamesNinja.com. Of course, head to StarCraft.Reddit.com or SCReddit.com as well. Thank them very much for throwing up this amazing event. Here at the 3 o'clock position on the Lost Step, we have Domorin, who is our blue Terran player. Here, down at the 6 o'clock position, we have Aeyce. I'll just go with Aeyce for a while until someone corrects me that it's supposed to be Aeyce. But Aeyce is our green Protoss player. So, PVT action here, close positions on Lost Temple. If we take a look here, close positions means that the distance from one ramp to the other is actually quite short. So I would expect a lot of heavy bio play out of our Terran player Domorin here. For the time being, Domorin actually choosing an interesting spot for his. So both players will have up a nice unit producing structure here very soon, unless any of these guys is going to go for straight up gas and just trick us out completely. The English language takes about a minute and a half before you actually get in and start speaking correctly as a caster. Not an easy thing, I have to say. Coming down for both players, and there indeed we do have the barracks and gateway. Fans, that's cute as well for Aeyce, while we have a refinery coming down for Domorin. So I'm a little bit unfamiliar with these players, but hopefully we'll pick up on their soon. Everything seems standard at this point. Builds. Both players do realize that they are close positions by ground right away. Around here and try and do a little bit of scouting for a while. One Marine coming out on the way for Domorin. He is positioning the back to go ahead and take advantage of a shorter walk distance to try and knock down that probe. Probe trying to get in and do some good damage. We immediately follow that up with yet another barracks, putting that up actually before the next supply depot comes down. So one Marine making his way out, doing some damage to the probe. Probe does suffer quite a bit, almost dead, but manages to run away. Cybernetic Sword coming up right now for Aeyce as well. He is putting up his second assimilator at the same time, so he is going to transition in tech to a pretty tech-oriented build. I think we'll probably see Robo, although some sort of weird Templar rush is not out of the question necessarily. So, Stalker on the way right now for Aeyce. He decided not to put up a Zealot, saving his money indeed for that next assimilator and a Stalker. So we do have a pylon going in at the top. This SCV just kind of running around, waiting for that Stalker to pop up, which it will very soon. SCV now retreating out of the base. Aeyce has taken a little bit of map control here at the southern Zelnaga Tower. One with a reactor, one with a collab, and researching concussive shells. I believe the Stalker advanced its way to his opponent's base for a little while, but he is going to get forced off by the Marauder and Marine. For a long way around the base by Aeyce, who has control of the Zelnaga Tower. So, gateway coming down as well, second gateway coming up, and a robotics facility. So indeed, we are going to have a 2-gate robo, a pretty gas-intensive build. Bay, thus in the Colossus build, or if he's going to stick with those Immortals for a little while. Back, take the long way around, and he's going to get in relatively undetected into his opponent's base. To switch his tech, no, he's putting up his third barracks while his command center goes up as well. So Domorin now going to move out with a good number of forces. He has 6 Marines and a Marauder to complement this force. This probe should be collectively freaking out at the moment. He does move away. So Domorin sits here at the Zelnaga Tower. There are a good bit of forces waiting for him, though. And a couple of force fields, a couple well-placed force fields could wreck his day. quite a while, putting up one immortal that actually is being... Okay, now it is being rallied down here to the natural expansion of Aeyce. Move in. For a good number of Marines. The Guardian Shield goes down, however. It is going to neutralize at least one of those force shields. Oh, nice force shields! And those Zealots are going to be able to stand in there forever and just do a ton of damage to the Marines. Aeyce with a beautiful response to the attack. One Marine runs away with 1 point of health left on him. Putting up some SCVs out of his next expansion as well. Doesn't feel secure enough to take it until this barracks is done, that he does have the shadow down for him. This for some time, but here comes Aeyce. Wants to end this game very quickly. Moving up, immediately takes down the SCV that was building the bunker. I don't know if that bunker was canceled or not. I assume it was. And this observer is getting vision of the high ground. I believe that Aeyce is just waiting for this next stalker, and he's going to push up. Yes, he is. Moving up right now. Nice force shield goes down. He immediately picks off one Marauder. More sentries are in play to go ahead and force field Domorin's own ramp if it comes to that, though. This orbital command has anywhere to move. And Domorin, through all of this, supply blocked himself. While he could put down his expansion. So expansion on the way right now for Aeyce. Gate Robo with a Twilight Council. So Twilight Council coming up. Nexus is continuing to chrono boost out some probes for the time being, and we just have a little bit of a standoff going on as now Domorin is going to attempt to take control of his natural expansion. More Immortals come out. Those are up in terms of resource. But of course, we will have double SCV, double Mule production coming out of these orbital commands. So Domorin moving up and trying to reestablish control of the Xel'Naga Tower to his bunker. He wants to attack. One force field goes down, trying to split those units into two distinct chokes. Domorin is just gathering his forces one more time before he decides to move out. A little bit of a standoff going on here. Both players just waiting to make a move. Looks like that Aeyce wants to force this. Marauders coming out right now for Domorin. Looks like he's going to convert over to some Vikings. No robotics bay down, no Colossus in sight. I guess with him knowing that there is a Robo in play and then only seeing one Immortal, I guess he's just assuming that there's going to be a transition in tech here over to Colossus, but no, it does not appear as though that's going to be the case. But maybe not optimal, as a lot of shots were put down onto those Zealots before the Zealots closed. And Aeyce is now running away because he does have the smaller force. Sure in. Oh, nicer force shield that time. Already has 4 kills, doing a good bit of damage. It is going to be focus fired down. Resource value during that engagement. Many into that engagement. So, Medevac's up now and going ahead and healing the Bioforce there for Domorin. Finish. He sees the Dark Templar. doing a good bit of damage. I don't think they have, 2 kills actually between those Vikings. He just wanted to land those on the high ground and deny the assimilator. Come up. There we go. Is there enough energy left for a scan anywhere? Yes, there is. So 1 Dark Templar goes down. The second falls as well. Beautiful, beautiful scan to detect those Dark Templar coming in. Blind luck, but still beautiful. Pick up? No, I think that they were target fired down. Almost took down the assimilator, but not quite. Aeyce right now who has a really spread out base. Haven't quite seen a base like this. More Immortals at this time. Wants to take some map control for the time being, and then put up those expansions in a bit. So Domorin is slightly down in terms of his army, but his army is more upgraded than his opponent's. Quite a bit more upgraded. So Dark Templar here now going to try and do some damage to the units, but they give themselves up. The scan goes down. Missile turret will detect that if the Dark Templar gets any closer. Some mobile detection for Domorin, and Domorin is just going to move back. Let's see. And Aeyce wants to engage this force. Domorin pulling back at this point, and there's the stim. Oh, he actually traps a lot of those units very quickly. Did bite the dust. Army than his opponent. Warping in a bunch more zealots at this point as well. And researching 1-1 upgrades. So again, we're having a little bit of a standoff here. But he's mined out his main basically and has almost mined out his natural. Really needs to get an expansion up. Looks like he's saving up for just that. Indeed, there is the SCV. And he's going to drop down the command center. Domorin wants to move in with a bunch of his SCVs. No! Oh, God, he actually almost selected all of them. I do not think that was his intention. So we're having a little bit of a staging going on here. And here comes Domorin, moving out one more time, taking down a couple of those zealots. Drops down a point defense drone, but he needs to pull back to it so that it can actually do something and absorb some of the shots from the stalkers. Looks like that it is absorbing a couple here or there. And oh my God, these Immortals are being focus fired down so quickly. Is this going to be enough to push Aeyce back? I think it is. Aeyce is retreating back to his base right now. He is way down in terms of army. Probes being pulled at this point, but they are just melting. Quickly. Rest of the stalkers going to go down as well.